Greetings of peace, purpose, love, blissfulness, serenity, light, self-awareness, self-identification, and all of that beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, good stuff. Welcome to Mindfulness Monday, Soul Tribe. Woo! We made it another week. Can we breathe that in? Yes, we always got to start with good breathing techniques. We slide my little table back here. And let's breathe it all in. And exhale. Ooh. Let's breathe in again, all that good prana, all that good stuff. And exhale it with a sound. And remember, when you're breathing in, you got to fill up that belly. Fill it all the way up and then fill the chest up. And then when you're exhaling, you exhale the chest first and then exhale the diaphragm. Okay? So let's do it again. And inhale, filling up the belly. And exhale, give it a sound. Woo! That was good, wasn't it? Absolutely. Greetings, brother, for tuning in. And welcome again to all of those that tune in for Mindfulness Mondays. What is mindfulness? You should also be saying it together. Mindfulness is being self-aware in all ways, whether it is your thoughts, your mannerisms, your body language, your speech, and everything that makes you you moment by moment. So, and for all those that are just tuning in, I got to go through all of the little pleasantries. If you have missed any of the previous episodes, make sure that you either check on over to Inglewood Virtual Recreation and watch the recordings there, or you can head on over to my YouTube channel, Summer Solstice, SUMERSOULSTICE on YouTube, and you can check out all of the videos there. And always, I'm going to be doing a special soon, actually 50% off on my empowerment and inspiring sessions for this week. We're going to be celebrating the lives of all of the indigenous ancestors. Yes, all the indigenous ancestors. Ayibobo to the ancestors. So I will be doing 50% off on my sessions. So if you needed a little extra boost, or you're trying to figure out what is going on in my life and why are things the way that they are, you can head on over and sign up for a session with me, and I will definitely help you to figure it all out. Peel back all those layers, get rid of all that negative gunk and all the things that you're thinking that you're not thinking, that you are thinking, that are really causing like detriment and all types of havoc in your life. We got to get rid of those things. I keep telling you guys that the energy is here for this cleansing. The energy is demanding that we let go of what no longer serves us. We have to detach. And I tell people all the time, you can detach in love. You can detach from, I don't care who it is, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, your niece, your nephew. If they are no longer serving you, they have got to go, because they will be blocking you. People don't understand, like, sometimes beings can be a block to all of your blessings, and you're wondering why things aren't manifesting in your life in the way in which you want them to manifest. And it's because you have like all of these energy vampires around you, or these people that are like just blocking the energy. So again, I tell people, you don't have to let people go in anger and resentment and discord and all these other lower vibrational energies. You let people go in love, because again, the first natural law is what? Self-preservation. So you have to learn to love yourself first. And in order to do that, you must, again, gotta cut some cords. Gotta cut those cords, sometimes. So welcome to everyone else that is just tuning in. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support and your love and your comments. And again, don't forget to comment. Let me know. Give me a little feedback. You guys be silent on the other end. Very, very silent. But, yes, so detachment, like what is detachment? Let's talk about that for a second. So detachment is just the letting go in love. It really is. It's just, people always think like, well, I'm just going to throw that person away and I'm never going to think about them again. You can always have, a sort of conscious awareness and always sending constant love, to those beings. But it's just about not releasing all of your energy to them and not allowing them into your personal energy space as well. So that's what it is. It's just like letting go in love, It's letting go in love. And and then moving on. So what was our self-mastery tool last week? It was power. And maybe I should say, for all those that are just tuning in, each week for Mindfulness Mondays, we actually pull what are called self-mastery tools. And so each of them will have like different words on them that express how a master deals with that particular word and how you should be mindful of it and what you should be thinking at the same exact time. So last week was power, and I always tell everyone power is like my most favorite one of all time. Well, let me not say favorite one of all time. Then I'm sit up here telling stories. But it's a favorite. Let's just put it that way. So it read, and I always tell everyone that's just tuning in, make sure you always have your pen and your pad nearby so that you can write all these down so that you can reference them through the week. So you'd be like, oh my gosh, what was the power card? I have no idea. What was the energy? I have no idea. So you guys can just go over it and write it down and reference it. So last week it was power. And here I go again now. I know. I almost forgot my handy dandy glasses. So, and I told you guys, these is my grandfather's glasses. I'd be so excited every time I put them on. Because, this is like that just beautiful energy from a time ago. And I think, to myself, don't want to put the glasses on because it's a realization that I'm not trying to connect with. Like, I need some glasses now. But a lot of things can be spiritual as well. So again, a lot of us spiritual like teachers and healers, we are going through a transcendence right now and an elevation, and it has a lot of effect on us, and it's like, I tell you, it's a lot. But anyway, power. I am the master of my destiny. As a master, I am defined as being able to accomplish anything I can think of. I can no longer say I can't. And we talk a lot about that word can't. It does not exist. I tell people there's only things you won't do or don't want to do, but there is nothing that you can't do. Does not exist at all. So we did like this last time and we balled it up. I told everybody to envision that word can't and ball it up and throw it out. Throw it, toss it, burn it, whatever you need to do. Burn it and get it up out of here. So that was last week. Power. So how did you guys do with that? And sadly, no one sent me a picture of your jars with your pennies and your piece of papers in there. Like, why is no one sending me? I mean, no one wants a free gift. I don't understand. I'm like, Christina Nicole was the only one that sent me, and she got her free gift, week before last. So I'm still looking for those jars with those pennies for all your negative thoughts. And those beautiful, like, affirmations. Every time you say can't, you're supposed to put it in a jar. That was what the jar was for this week. And you're supposed to send me a picture through my DMs on Facebook or on Instagram. However you felt comfortable, dropped it there so you could have got your free gift. So, I think I let everyone know, and of course now I'm looking for my book that I just had with, here we go. I've been doing recently on the Facebook post how important it is to do a daily routine. So my daily routine, for all those that didn't see the post, I get up each and every new day and I do a 20 to 30 minute stretch because I posted today that stiffness is next to death. And people be like, what? When I tell people that, like, what do they mean like stiffness is close to death? I tell people, what happens when you die, when the body dies? Rigor mortis sets in. What is rigor mortis? It is the stiffening of the muscles Okay, as you die, what happens? It gets stiffer and stiffer to the point where you can't what? Move anymore. And a lot of you I've seen, like even in the classes that I've taught, you can't even touch your toe. Some of you can't even touch your knees. And what is that? That's like being close to death. You're stiffening even while you're living. So that means you are signaling to your body and to your mind that, hey, I'm good with slowly decaying. That's what it's like. I know a lot of people are like, that's not true. Like, how could you even say that? Think about it. Think about it. If stiffness is close to death, and that's what happens when the body dies, if you stiff now and you're still alive, that's what they say, things that make you go, So flexibility is key. It really, 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 really is. I'm like, oh, that's one of my little go off. Sad. But, yeah, so if you notice, like some cultures are really into flexing because it is important. You're supposed to be fluid. The body's supposed to be fluid because fluidity is life. You know what I mean? It's life. To be able to move the body ever so gently and beautifully. Why do you think people love to see people dance? It's like really underneath that. It's just like, wow, look at how their body moves. You know what I mean? Look at how they can stretch and flow and elongate. It's wonderful. So again, I start every new day with a 20 to 30 minute stretch. And then I always follow it up with yoga. Ooh, different types of yoga because I love yoga. And a lot of people really look at yoga as, yoga is really good for like strengthening the body and creating strength and muscle. And no, that's really not the origins of yoga. Yoga is all about the geometrical postures which align with the geometry of the galaxy. Okay, it's geometric. Those postures and poses are geometrical constructs. So, and that's where the deep breathing, and as you're breathing in that geometry. You're breathing in the energy that is created from doing those postures. Yeah, I know. So a lot of you are going to be like, well, the next time I do some yoga, I'm really going to rethink this thing. As well as you should. So again, I tell people, listen, you got to study everything. Just don't always take it for like face value. You know what I mean? So you got to really dive in. Whatever it is that you do, you got to dive in. Find the origin. That's what I tell people. Don't just listen to what someone else says. Study and research for yourself. Even what I'm giving you guys. Go study and research it for yourself so that you can have a very, very clear understanding of what it is you're practicing. Yes? Yes. Okay. So after I do the yoga, I do maybe like a 15 to 20 minute isolation exercise. Sometimes I do glutes. I do like a Shakti warrior class that I absolutely adore. Belly dancing I do all types. So I do one like each day, like a different one, just so that you can, break it up so the body doesn't remember, which is always good for the body. And after that, I'll always do a meditation. But I meditate like throughout the day, especially now because I'm in complete isolation, just up here in my secret space and just meditating. And I do chanting and affirmations. So, and then I told you guys, I journaling. And let me tell you, I never used to like writing. Did not like journaling. Like, ooh, do I really have to write down my thoughts? What is so important about this? It is important because journaling is breathing the words from your heart onto paper. Yes, so if you really want to manifest, writing it down is a beautiful way to do it as well. That's just like you're taking it and it's like magic. You're affirming it because you're writing it. It makes it permanent. Why do you think they started with this whole paper thing? Back centuries ago, it's like we had to write it down. They used to what did they do? They used to seal it in blood. Remember? Back in like Roman and ancient times, they had to seal. It was blood first, then they switched over to like clay, red clay later. But it was blood. They used to take their finger and stand because the blood is powerful. Blood is powerful. But we'll go into that another time. But writing your thoughts down, and it actually helps. It's like therapy as well. So if you're going through something, write it down on that paper. And then at the end, you affirm that you're letting it go. Let it go at the end of that, Let it go and be like, it's done. It's done. So I have this handy dandy, the Inspire Journal, and it has like little quotes for each day, each page, which I absolutely love. So our affirmation for today, and I want you to keep this in your mind. throughout this whole entire week. And I think this is a great one because every time you breathe and you consciously think about it, I want you to say this affirmation. Every breath I take brings me more tranquility. Doesn't that make you feel good? Doesn't that make you feel, I feel fantastic just saying it. I feel fantastic. Every breath I take brings me more tranquility. And you always say everything in threes because three, what did I tell you guys? What was three? Three is the Trinity, another geometrical concept which makes us. Yes? So it is mind, body, and spirit which created the matter. That's why the triangle is so important. That's where there's pyramids all over this world because the triangle is the creation symbol. Yes. Woo! So, can we just do a little breath in for that as well? So I want you guys to sit again. Sit again, and I want you to breathe in that affirmation. Every breath I take brings me more tranquility. And on the exhale, I want you to envision breathing out all of that mess you've been carrying for the whole entire week, last week. I want you to breathe it out. Whatever situation has been eating at you and you've been worrying and thinking about it and carrying it with you all week, I want you to breathe that thing right on out. Okay? So here we go. On the count of three. Remember, belly's big when you breathe in, and then inhale into the chest. And then when you exhale through the chest, and then exhale through the stomach. And breathe out when you're comfortable. Alrighty? On the count of three. And 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Every breath I take brings me more tranquility. Yes. Hold. And breathe out all that mess. Woo! And again, breathe in. Every breath I take brings me more tranquility. Hold it. And breathe out all of that worry. And for this last one, biggest breath, I want you to remember, every breath I take brings me more tranquility. Hold it and let it go. Beautiful. I love it. So, did you guys write that down? Did you write it down? Every breath I take brings me more tranquility. Write that down. So that is the affirmation for this week. So every time, if you remember consciously, you breathe. If you just happen to be sitting one time, you like, and you inhale, be like, oh yes. Be like, sister said, every breath I take brings in more tranquility. Welcome, welcome, all those that are coming in. Ooh, peace and blessings to all of you. Much love, much love, much love. Love you guys' support. It tickles me. It truly does. It tickles me. I just, I love to serve and I love to give. So this is just so beautiful. And again, shout out to Inglewood Virtual Recreation for even having this platform for us to express and serve and give and love. So let me keep it, be mindful of my time because you know how I be going on. And did you guys get your book, The Science of Mind? I said if you have not gotten it, you need to go out and purchase it like ASAP. Or you can get it on Amazon. I know, I do the accent sometimes because I absolutely love it. I love that accent. So, I don't know. There's something sexy about it to me, so I do it. And, but, yes, so go out and get this book. It will change your life. It will change your life. You know, some of those questions that you have and you're like, what is mind? What is mind? Why is my mind like this? So I wanted to talk about today. Actually, I was a little torn. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about hope because I had a whole conversation with someone during this week and we were going, back and forth about the word hope and because they use hope a lot. And I was explaining to them, I'm like, well, hope breeds doubt. So I don't try to use that word. Sometimes, old habits, like they say, old habits die hard. You slip up, you be like, oh no, take that word out. And people say, well, how is that? How does hope breed that? How does using the word? Okay, let's think about it. So it's like, okay, you want to get a raise at a job. And so you're like, gosh, I hope I get this raise. What does that word hope mean? It's kind of like that in-between word. It's just like, you want it to happen, you think it's going to happen, but you really don't know. So that's what it's saying. Because if you knew Again, I always say, if you know that you know that you know that you know, shout out to Uma for that one, you will say, I am getting that raise. I will get that raise. The raise is already here. My check has $2 extra, however many dollars you want. My check has $30 more, this week. You will affirm it. You will affirm it because you know. You don't have to hope. Hope is like hoping and wishing, hoping and wish. Hope and wish is the same thing. I wish. It's like, no, you got to affirm it. You have to affirm it, say it, speak it. I say it to you guys all the time. Visualize it, because trust me, it works. I'm going to have some really good news for you guys probably in the next couple of weeks, but I don't want to put it out there. But I'm telling you, visualization, speaking, and thinking about what you desire and putting it out there and demanding, because I told you guys it is your birthright to have all that you desire. And some people have a hard time with this concept because you're walking around here feeling unworthy because of past situations, because of what someone spoke over you when you were young, to a few words that you took to heart. Again, I keep saying about this hypnagogic stage between 0 and 7 years young. The words that are spoken to you, over you, things that you see, things that you hear, shape who you are right now. A lot of you are still walking around as a 5-year-old. A lot of you are still 7 years young in your mind, because you have to reprogram that subconscious mind. I told you the subconscious mind works lightning fast compared to your conscious. It's really what is controlling you. So all of your past and the things you have not let go of, and those words that somebody spoke to you long ago saying that you were not worthy, you'll never be good enough, oh, you ain't gonna be this when you grow up, oh, you can never do that, you're greedy, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're ugly. All of these things that were spoken to you and over you, you're still operating in those words and that energy right now. That's why, again, it's difficult for you to manifest what you want. You're creating diseases in your body, all these ailments. You got fear, false evidence appearing real. It doesn't exist because we are perfect beings. So, with that being said, now I don't really know if I want to read this one or read the other one. I'm like, okay, I'm going to read this. So this is what congested emotions, because this is what I'm really speaking of. Excuse me. Got my handy dandy smoothie here. So smoothies is really, really good too. So I have smoothies twice a day. So good. So good. Okay. And shout out to Senna and Keela for the smoothie recipe over there, DYL Method. So it reads about congested emotions. The energy set in motion through this urge is the dynamic power of mind. And unless it becomes expressed, it will congest and cause a conflict within the mentality. Inhibited action produces conflicts and complexes which mentally tear and bind. And as they manifest their physical correspondence, they produce nervous disorders. It is claimed that a large percentage of diseases is caused by the suppression of some form of emotion. And let's just backtrack for a second so we can just break down some of these words. And we're saying here, disorder. What is disorder? We know what order is, right? Order is the bringing together, okay? Everything is in alignment. Everything is one. Everything is working like a well-oiled machine. It's order. Now, to have a disorder means what? Everything is out of whack. Everything is out of whack. Nothing's working properly. It's here, there, it's everywhere. It's chaotic. Okay? It's chaotic. So that's disorder. And so, in diseases, what is a disease? It's a dis-ease in the body. That's what dis-ease is. Dis-ease in the body. Your body is not at ease. Because why? You have some congested emotion. And what is emotion? Energy in motion. And that's what emotion is supposed to be. It's supposed to be in motion. But sometimes if you're holding and you're suppressing and you're clogged up because you're not letting things go, what happens? It's not moving. So it's just like, what happens when you're stuffing? It's just like a volcano. When you keep stuffing, and then you pour what is it, the baking soda in there, boom, right? So that's what's happening to a lot of people. And then inside, it's literally killing and eating at your organs, causing all of these diseases. And fear is the number one creator of diseases. Hence the reason why the media is doing such a good job at putting out the fear. And you guys know exactly what I'm speaking of. Because fear will break down the immune system like nothing other, like no other. It will break down your immune system. Bit by bit by bit. What you focus on grows. So stop focusing on it. Focus on life. Focus on health. I am healed. I am healthy. I am whole. That's what you're supposed to be speaking. Because no one can speak anything over you unless you allow it. You don't take it in. Stop listening. I be feeling like some people want stuff to happen to them because you keep listening to things that doesn't serve you. You keep listening to people that have a fear. You can never elevate to the next level by listening to beings that are just putting fear into themselves, into the atmosphere. Again, you gotta let that go. Put into your mind and your body the things in which brings you life. The things in which brings you life. Not fear, not death, not despair. None of those things. Let it go. I will detach in a minute from anyone that's not speaking the words in which I choose to ingest into my physical being. There are many friends that I no longer speak to right now. I speak to maybe one at this particular point, maybe. And again, it's not hatred, it's not anger, it's not any of those things. I had to detach in love because I refuse to allow anybody to bring my frequency or vibration down. That's what it boils down to. And I keep saying to you guys, this is it right here. This last bit up until December 21st is a magical, powerful time where everything will be in alignment. All the planets, moon, sun, everything will be in alignment. Okay? And if you're not aligned with that energy because you only want to put fear, despair, and disorder and chaos into your mind, you know, I just ask you guys to please, you know, and yes, please is a begging word, and I really don't enjoy using that, but I really, you know, want you guys to think about that strongly. So, going back to the text, this does not necessarily mean the suppression of the sex emotion, but might mean any desire that remains unexpressed. Some form of desire is back of every impulse that the mind can conceive. Some impulse to express life. Any unexpected desire will eventually cause a complex. Any unexpressed desire will eventually cause a complex. Things will stand just so much pressure and no more. When the limit is reached, what did I just say? An explosion will follow unless some avenue for expression is provided. Let's read it again. Congested emotions we're talking about. The energy set in motion through this urge is the dynamic power of a mind. And unless it becomes expressed, it will congest and cause a conflict within the mentality. Inhibited action produces conflicts and complexes which mentally tear and bind. And as they manifest their physical correspondence, they produce nervous disorders. Exactly. So what they're saying is that if it's not expressed in a creative way, because that's what love is. Love is creation. Okay? Love is to create. If it's not expressed, then what? This is a, dual world. We're living in duality here. Those of us that, of course, haven't, found the samadhi, which is oneness. We're living in this duality here. And the opposite of that emotion not being expressed, which is creation, to create in love is what? They're going to create disaster. Disaster, disorder, discord, all of that dis-ease. That's what's going to occur. And it says they produce nervous disorder. So a lot of you walking around here, you're so fearful. You're so fearful. And you're like, oh, gosh, oh, gosh, oh, gosh, oh, gosh. And you just suppressing and suppressing and suppressing and suppressing and suppressing your immune system. Suppressing it. Killing all those cells in there. Those cells was happy that they woke up. They're like, yeah, it's a new day. It's a new day. What's the first thing you do? You start putting that fear in them. They're like, yay. No, yay. Oh, we're depressed again. Oh, we're feeling sad again. Oh, we're worried again. Oh, we're anxious again. Oh, we're nervous again. Oh, we're depressed. We're sad again. That's what happens to your cells. And they start to die. And what takes over? The fear boys. You know, they come in like, hey, we fearing. Hey, we worrying. They just eating up all the good cells, eating up all the good cells. And eventually, now all of a sudden you're sick. You have all these issues. You have all that. It's all coming from here. It's all coming from here. It's all coming from here. 90%. 90%. And trust me, again, I was there. I was one of those beings was constantly spewing fear and worry and anxiety. And I just had to get to a point. And again, this is what happened, you know, after my mother transcended 7 years ago. Actually, be 8 coming up in February. After she transcended and I watched my mother decay and die of cancer. And I tell anyone, if you have ever watched a loved one go through any dis-ease that eats away at them, that is so painful. My mother would scream and holler for pain medication. That's how much pain she was in. My father actually transitioned from cancer as well. So to watch two people that I loved, honored, and adored to wither away from cancer, it changes you. And it forces you, at least it should, to really take a look at yourself and say, what is it that I can do so that I don't inherently have to go this way? And so I had to really take a serious look at myself. And my mother was very unhappy. The most beautiful, beautiful spirit, beautiful energy. Anyone that knew Patricia Hooker Brown, you know, or Patricia Hooker, Miss Pat, as she was called in Englewood, New Jersey, everyone could tell you that she had the most beautiful energy ever. And I had to have 2 services for my mother. I had to have one here and one where we're from, because that is how many beings was coming to give, you know, their honor, you know, to my mother. But she was very unhappy. Her living situation was just very draining, and, you know, and lived with an energy vampire herself, and it was just a lot. She had lots of worry, lots of stress upon her. And I know that contributed to this dis-ease. And, you know, she, you know, wasn't eating well, and, you know, lots of that, you know, fast food stuff. And just, again, a lot of unhealthy things that create, you know, dis-ease. And I said to myself, I will not leave here in that way. And so I started, you know, on my journey, on my spiritual path, and discovered who I really am, and I worked on it every single day with reading and researching and, you know, finding what resonated within me. Because I told you guys, all the answers are within. All the answers are within. You just got to tap in and tune in. You got to sit quietly to hear. You got to sit quietly to hear. So if you're not sitting quiet and you're always all over the place and your mind is all over the place, you can't hear from your higher self. You can't hear from spirit. You can't hear because you're blocking it with all the mess you got going on up in here. You know, in here, that people don't know, the heart is the first brain. You know, some people argue with me about that because this is the intellect. The brain is the processor. okay, of that intellect, of what you feed it. But here, it's pure when you listen. It's pure when you're putting the right things in, and when you're feeding yourself life. You feed yourself life. It can only be life. Only life can exude, from you. So again, I ask that you really, dive a little bit deeper. And again, I'm always here if you guys need me. And for those that are just tuning in, I did say I will be doing 50% off on my Empowerment Inspiring sessions for this week to celebrate the lives of our indigenous ancestors. So if you guys need a little extra, go to my website, www.summersolstice, SUMERSOLSTICE.com, and sign up for Inspire Empower session. I'm going to probably do that a little while after this, so give me a little bit of time so that I can, create that code for you guys, and I'll definitely put it up on Inglewood Virtual Recreation and onto my Facebook page as well. But yeah, so uncongest, start doing that meditation, get your journaling. Like I said, let go of any thoughts that no longer serve you, let go of beings that no longer serve you, let go of situations that no longer serve you, because you guys know that some of you are in situations that you don't need to be in, because again, you don't feel like you're worthy. You don't feel like you're worthy enough to have happiness, to be in your bliss. You are worthy. Do you hear me? You are worthy because it is your birthright. You are royalty. You are royalty. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. And an expression of God, of the absolute, of the all, of love. Of love. You are an expression of love. So innately, you only can be love. Let me check my time, because again, okay, 12:30. But moving on to the cards for this week. Yes, I get excited. I get excited when we talk about the cards. And here we go. Self-mastery tool. Self-mastery tool. Oh yes, self-mastery tool. Self-mastery tool. Oh yes, self-mastery tool. Self-mastery tool. Oh yes, self-mastery tool. Self-mastery tool. What do we need to know for this week? What do we need to know? Oh, something fell out right here. Let's see. Freedom. Woo, freedom. Woo, freedom. Freedom. How many of you know that you're already free, but the only thing that's keeping you in the cage is you? Yes. We were already free. We came here, we were free. And then again, we let these thoughts and all these experiences and everything put us in these little cages. Like, I can't be this because somebody said this is not right. I tell people, as long as you are not harming or hurting anyone in your freedom and your expression of yourself, that's your birthright to do so. A lot of you walking around here with talents, ideas, and all these beautiful things, but you suppressing and holding it back because of what somebody else said or somebody else's thought, which is usually the expression. They just projecting their fear upon you because they don't want you to do what you can do, because they didn't do what they wanted to do, because they didn't have the courage enough and the confidence enough and the self-esteem enough, or the knowing that this was God-given, innate within you to express this, because people are waiting. You know how many times people told me that? Like, hello, people are waiting for you to do this. And there's still some things that I'm going to be birthing very, very, very soon. Because there are so many different aspects to this being sitting here. So, and they got to be expressed, because there's so many different aspects of beings. Everybody has different thoughts and feelings and things that they love to do, and looking for someone else to start doing it so that they can go ahead and do it. So meanwhile, you're sitting back thinking about, should I, could I, would I? I don't know what people gonna think. Who cares? That idea was given to you for a reason. It's given to you for a reason. So stop holding yourself back. So let's read this card. What is freedom? I let go of all my limitations. Dispossess myself of all the weight associated with things, people, places, public opinion. What does it say? Public opinion, fears. I fly. I fly. That's what it says. I fly. Write this down. I let go of all my limitations. Dispossess, meaning let go. I no longer possess these things. They are no longer a part of me. Dispossess myself of all the weight associated with things, people, places, public opinion, and fears. I fly. Woo! Get those wings out. Everybody that's watching, get your wings out wherever you at, and let's start flying. Can you fly with me? Fly. Woo! Fly. Oh, we as free as, but I look at birds sometimes. I be envious. I be like, gosh, it has to be so amazing to just be able to just spread those wings and just like, oh, and hover and feel that wind and be like, whoo, that has to be amazing. Amazing, right? So this week, we're going to let go of limitations because there are no limits. You are an unlimited being, what I always say, a limited being with unlimited resources and unlimited possibilities. Not even what I say. The universal energy says. What the creator of love, the original creator of love says. That you are an unlimited being. And I'll point on that. Because I want those 3 fingers to come back at me right there. You know? You are an unlimited being with unlimited possibilities. Yes, Ashe. Ashe. And people ask what does Ashe mean? It means it is done. So it is and so it shall be. So it is and so it shall be. No hoping and wishing and wanting. So it is. And so it shall be. Ooh. Powerful. Powerful. Yes. Let me read it one more time. I let go of all my limitations. Dispossess myself of all the weight associated with things, people, because people can be weight on you. Your things can be a weight. Some of you around here, you got these fancy cars and houses and sparkly things and designer clothes and all that, and it's weighted on you. Why? Because you can't afford half of it. And again, and the only reason why you can't, because remember we threw that word out, is because in here you haven't elevated. Because you can have all that you desire. And you can afford it when you are drawing upon you that energy. That unlimited. But a lot of you are not in the energy space. You putting on airs. You're putting on airs. Okay? Just for public opinion, like it says here. For public opinion, just to make yourself look good and feel good because you don't have the love in here that is priceless. That's what Spirit just said to me. Like, this is priceless. Self-love is priceless. You know? Like, having to say it's okay for your own self. Like, what? You are, ooh, you? You look in the mirror every day and be like, you? Ooh. You are so loved. You are so loved. Ooh, you are so beautiful. You are so perfect. You know? Dispossess yourself from all the weight associated with things, people, places, public opinion, and let those fears go so you can fly. So you can fly. Get out here and fly. So freedom. Freedom. Like I said, most people aren't free in their minds. That's really the first issue. Oh, there you go in Vogue. In Vogue just started singing. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, and don't be so shallow. But we really run about freeing your mind. You know what I mean? Free your mind. The rest will follow. So let's get this power. What's the power for this week? Power. Give me the power. What is the power card for this week? Power. Ooh. Power to adjust. Adjust. What does that mean? Make little changes to get it right. Make little changes to get it right. So we have the power to adjust, and it says, I see into being. I protect the dignity of others as I would protect my own. The power to adjust renews my life and upgrades my vision of the world. Sometimes we got to adjust our vision as to what we see. What we see in others. Because I tell people, oftentimes, everyone is a reflection of you. Especially the people that's in like your circle. They are a reflection of you. So when you protect the dignity of, because a lot of people are walking around here like, that ain't my problem. Oh yeah, she this, he that, and he ain't no good, and he ain't this, and she ain't this, and oh my God, look at what she doing. I am you, you are me, we are we. We are one. There's only one mind. Everything is mind. We are one mind. So be careful. Be careful about how you berate others. Be careful of how you speak ill towards others. Because remember, that's energy. That's energy you putting out against that being. And if we're all connected, send that person love and light. There's one thing to, again, I tell people all the time to state, truth, because truth cannot be unchanged. But anytime, what is the only thing that is constant? Is change. Change is constant. So everyone can always improve. Everyone always can do better. So I tell people, you're either what two things in a person's life? You're either help or hindrance. So if you just, all you doing is constantly talking bad about that person or constantly saying this, that, and the other, are you really being helpful? Are you being helpful? No, you're just being harmful. Because it's like what they say. My mother said, was the old Bambi cartoon. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. There's one thing, again, to make a statement at what maybe someone is being at that moment. But again, past that, what, are you doing anything to help that being? Are you dropping any seeds of knowledge maybe to say, listen, I see you. But let me help you. Let me plant a little seed. Let me do this. Let me give to you. Let me help to elevate you. And a lot of people talking about something that ain't my problem. You'd be surprised how the universe will bring that thing right on back around to you. And it show up right in your family. Show up in your children. That same energy that you talked about with that other being. And show up in your children. That's why I tell people, be careful. Because it's still energy that you're speaking. And energy must be answered. It must be answered. So that's why it's best for you to just stay positive. Protect the dignity of others as I would protect my own. The power to adjust renews my life and upgrades my vision of the world. So when you adjust the way you're thinking, just in the way you're thinking. Again, I was like suffered, with that as well. Sit up there just a gossiping and talking about people. And I never forget, my mother used to tell me all the time, be careful what you say about people because it'll come back to you. And I didn't believe, when I was in high school, I remember once my face was like flawless. And I remember it was this girl who used to have pimples. And I used to talk about her so terrible. Like, oh my God, her face is so terrible. Oh my God, look at all the pimples on her face. Oh my God. I'm used to be like, you better stop talking about that girl. And when I tell you that like a week or two later, my face started breaking out. And then all of a sudden I had acne. Devastated. I was like, whoa. Okay, it's something to this thing. Let me stop doing, what am I doing? Like, I don't want this. I do not want this. So I'm like, let me not do this. But again, words is powerful. Words are powerful. Words are spells. So be careful what you speak over on others. Be a help. Or stay quiet. Because let me tell you, you got enough going on in your own space to be working on and to be thinking about than to be speaking ill or spending most of your time speaking ill about other people. You know, there's plenty to work on. Trust me. As I'm in isolation, they have been, you know, download messages to me about all the things, you know, that I needed to work on. So trust and believe. And you sit and be like, I'm good. I don't have nothing to work on. You need to sit a little quiet, do some introspection. You know? Do some introspection. Do that question game, you know, with your family. I forgot what's the name of the game, but it's gosh, I forgot who it's by, but a group of family and friends of mine did it, and it was like, it revealed a lot of stuff. When you start asking other people about you, you like, what, really? That's how you see me? I do that? Like, you know, there's a lot of times you've been doing things for so long, you don't even recognize, you know, some of the mess. Oh, here it is. It's my time again. It's my time. About to run over the time. But adjust. Protect the dignity of others as you protect your own. Because it'll help you see more clearly. Get out here. Get your freedom. Get your freedom. Uncongest those emotions. It has been another beautiful, beautiful time. And again, so grateful for you guys joining me again on another Mindfulness Mondays. May this fill you, renew you, adjust you, you know, give you some things to think about, and carry you through your week. I love you guys. And don't forget, going over to my YouTube channel, Summer Solstice, SUMERSOULSTICE. Subscribe and like videos. And again, I'm going to be doing that 50% off Empowerment Inspire session over at my website. Probably a little bit later on the day. I'm going to announce it, like I said, on Facebook and all that good stuff. So if you need a little extra help, I'm here for you. Be well. Be mindful. Peace, love, and light. Namaste.